Welcome to Crafty Little Beach. This is Julie. Today I have a Dollar Tree DIY for you. I'm going to show you how to make a fairy garden on a much smaller scale. I picked up this Dollar Tree picture frame. It's got butterflies in it. It's really cute. Check out this frame. It's nice and high, and the wood is really nice looking, and so it doesn't need much. Perfect little base for an indoor fairy garden. I thought I would use another one of these little swings. This one's got a gnome in it. So this one's going to be a little bit more whimsical with a gnome instead of a fairy. But the same little pink tree and the little swing, so cute. You don't have to do anything to it. I'm just going to kind of put mine over to the side like that. And then this is one of the little flower bird baths from the fairy garden section, and with like a lavender flower on top. This is not going to be a very big one, so it's not going to need a lot of pieces. This is another little fairy garden package that I found. It's got like the spigot, a welcome sign, and like a little frog like on a leaf. Super cute. So I'm trying to figure out what would look nice. I'm thinking like the welcome sign and then the little gnome in the swing. And I think that's going to be enough. We can fill the rest of it out with grass and flowers and stuff like that to do a smaller little fairy garden that you could put really anywhere. And again, if you wanted to modify any of these ideas for outdoor ones, you totally could, but we're starting with indoor ones. So I'm going to go ahead and hot glue all of mine down just because I don't want them falling around. This is kind of the setup so far. The gnome swinging in the tree, the bird bath, and a little welcome sign in the front. So again, we're going to be using reindeer moss. This one's kind of like a more green. I always try to save this if I have any extra. So I have lots of different colors and stuff, trying to make it all kind of work together. I'm going to have a path in this one as well. So I'm kind of leaving an area there without any of the reindeer moss. But again, I want it to look like a spring meadow and super cute. For the path, I'm going to be using potting soil again. So I'm going to kind of just scoop some in there in the path. Very easy to do. With the sides, you don't really have to worry about when you go to display it. I could kind of still see a little bit of the butterfly print underneath of it. So I did have to make sure that, my moss was pretty thick and kind of covered everything up. Now for the path, I love the look of the little stepping stones made out of the wood slices. So I'm going to use a couple of the little wood slices from the Dollar Tree, and I just kind of push them down until I kind of hit the frame like that, having like the soil go around them. And we can have like a little path going through this fairy garden. Can't do too much with it because it's such a smaller scale. And then I love the look of the little mushrooms. Now, these are the larger ones that came in the package, the little pink and white spotted ones. So again, I'm just going to cut the wire and kind of hook it, standing those up in the moss. They also come in the lavender, of course, and I'm going to use the larger ones for this one too. I used the smaller ones on the earlier fairy gardens, and I'm going to kind of scatter those around. Those work great for fairy gardens, and I'm so glad I found those. For flowers, again, I'm going to be using the little spike white flowers. Those work great because you just kind of have to pull them off. The baby sprouts you kind of have to cut off because they are just attached to the stem itself. So again, I'm going to do like the whites and the pinks. I think that looks so cute for spring. I do like a couple different colors of pink kind of together, but I don't want to overload this fairy garden because it's a little bit smaller. And I think that is just about the right amount of decor. This is how it turned out. Our little spring fairy garden with a little gnome in the swing. I think it turned out really sweet, and it was so easy to put together. And a little bit different vibe than the fairies with the little gnome.